82. I cannot account for my being so talkative. It's just my character. 83. There are two versions. How often do your fish need feeding? Or, how often does your fish need feeding? Version number 2. How often do your fish need to be fed? Number 84. This is either first conditional or zero conditional. Version 1. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. Zero conditional. Version 2. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it will boil. First conditional. 85. I have not read any interesting book for so long, so there is no point in asking me for a recommendation. 86. We played chess very often when we were neighbors, but since Adam moved out, I have had nobody to play with. 87. They say they don't mind our using their hardware. 88 has two versions. After another lost game, one of the journalists asked the coach if he would resign, and the man replied that it was out of the question. Version 2. After another lost game, one of the journalists asked the coach if he was going to resign, and the man replied that it was out of the question. 89 has two versions. Version 1. Don't bother asking for his advice. He hardly ever shares his opinion. Version 2. Don't bother to ask for his advice. He hardly ever shares his opinion. The author has made a mistake because you cannot say in English, he hardly shares his opinions. You have to say, he hardly shares his opinion. 90. Hadn't Alice better stop dating the rough boy? 91. There are three versions in 91. Version number 1. What are you doing, son? Your clothes are all in mud. Version number 2. What have you done, son? Your clothes are all in mud. Version number 3. What have you been doing, son? Your clothes are all in mud. Number 92. There are two versions. Version 1. Next Saturday, my parents are celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary. Number 2. Next Saturday, my parents will be celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary. 93. There are three versions. Version 1. We told the man we were not their enemies, but they didn't believe us and kept us at gunpoint until their boss arrived. Version 2. We told the man we were not their enemies, but they did not believe us and had been keeping us at gunpoint until their boss arrived. Version 3. We told the man we were not their enemies, but they did not believe us and had kept us at gunpoint until their boss arrived. 94. The author of the test has made a mistake. You cannot say the ministry confirms. You have to say the ministry has confirmed. So the ministry has confirmed that our reports have already been received by them. 95. Mr. Turner is the real pain, which means that Mr. Turner is very boring. He is always picking on us. 96. Soon after the row, I realized I could lose my best friend, so I decided to apologize first and let bygones be bygones. 97. There are two versions. Version 1. Whenever I see them kiss each other, I feel jealous. Version 2. Whenever I see them kissing each other, I feel jealous. 98. Did anyone force you to hide the truth? 99. There are two versions here. Version 1. The sailors had not been warned about the approaching storm. That is why they went on sailing until they crashed against a huge wave. Version 2. The sailors were not warned about the approaching storm. That is why they went on sailing until they crashed against a huge wave. 100. On arriving home, we found out that it had been broken into.